سبيل مريح تنهد يا صاحي كي تستريح وغص الدعاء الخفي الصريح يسعك الفضاء الرحيم الفسيح. سبيل الدموع سبيل مريح تنهد يا صاحي كي تستريح وبث الدعاء الخفي الصريح يسعك الفضاء الرحيم.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Jackria and I'm a 5th year medical student studying at UCL. And in this video, I'm going to bring you guys along with me in a day in my life for the first day of 5th year. It's currently my introductory week and it's a Tuesday because yesterday was a bank holiday Monday. This whole week is just going to be a bunch of intro lectures, nothing really medicine related, but all of it is required attendance, so I do have to go in. It's currently about 8:35 right now. I was meant to leave the house about 5 minutes ago, but I kind of just lounged around in bed. This is probably the earliest I've woken up in the last month or so because it's been summer, so there's been no reason to wake up so early. So I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit tired, but luckily I've got my coffee, so I should be fine. I'm in a bit of a rush, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to make sure I've packed my bag and then I'm going to make my way into campus, and hopefully I'll explain more what's going on as the day goes on.
بذكر الإله تطيب الحياة تسر أسارير وجه صبيح تسر أسارير وجه صبيح. سبيل الدموع سبيل مريح تنهد يا صاحي كي تستريح وبث الدعاء الخفي الصريح يسعك الفضاء الرحيم الفسيح. سبيل الدموع سبيل مريح تنهد يا صاحي.
So I've just had my first session of my IOM week, which is kind of our introduction and orientation module. It was just a basic lecture on kind of what to expect for 5th year. 5th year is the second clinical year at UCL. So it's actually very similar to 4th year in terms of all the logistics. It's just what you're learning and what placements you're on are slightly different. And the exams are also a bit harder. But essentially, I've had to leave location 1, come to the Cruciform building, which is kind of like the medical school's main building, because I'm going to give a talk to the 4th years about a program that I volunteer for called Target Medicine. It's essentially UCL's widening participation program. It's the system in place to help people from underprivileged backgrounds get into medical school and succeed. So I'm just going to give a talk on that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to review the PowerPoint slides, re-familiarize myself with it so that I know what I'm saying on the stage. And after that, I'll most likely head back to IOE, which is the building where the rest of the day's lectures are going to be. Today's lectures aren't super important. A lot of them aren't medicine related per se in terms of content, but there's attendance. I don't want to get in trouble for attendance right at the start of the year because then it's just a headache to navigate through the rest of the year. But yeah, I think I'll make some progress on that. So the presentation, I'd say, went quite well. I always think that medical school opens a lot of doors of opportunity, and it's quite funny to think that when I first came to medical school, I don't think I could have ever spoken in front of so many people. But when the opportunity arises, you kind of have to take it. I very rarely find myself regretting saying yes to opportunities like this. I then headed back to where my introductory week lectures are being held. Now, these lectures aren't super important. A lot of them are about things that you kind of figure out as the year goes along. Between the morning and afternoon lectures, me and my mates went to pray, have lunch, and just have a nice catch up. We then came back for the afternoon lectures. As you can see on the screen, they have a QR code system to take attendance. I actually would have missed the morning QR code. However, they couldn't get it working and set up. I was quite lucky in that sense. After the lectures were done, I then made my way out of campus Now usually during term time I stay back after my lectures are finished to get some work done, but obviously since this is the first day there's not much work to be done, and so there's no real reason for me to stay on campus longer than I have to. So I've just left Asda because I had to pick up a few things that I'll need for meal prep for this week, just so that I can get all my lunch and everything ready, and that way now that I'm back in uni and I'll have less time, I won't have to worry about getting food ready. So that's been ticked off, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get back on the train and head to the gym, get a quick workout in, and then I'll update you guys again once I'm at home. كبرى تزاحم قلبي الولهان خبر سعيد عانقته مسامعي فغدا هبت رياح العاصفة هبت رياح العاصفة هبت رياح العاصفة هبت رياح العاصفة على الأيادي الخاطفة هبت رياح العاصفة على الأيادي الخاطفة واقتلعت جذورها مع السيول الجارفة واقتلعت جذورها مع السيول الجارفة اليوم ويل من بغى اليوم ذل من طغى اليوم ويل من بغى اليوم ذل من طغى هذه فرحة يا بهجة الأكوان هذه فرحة. Okay, so I've just gotten home. It's about 7 o'clock, so the evening's still quite young, and there's a few things I need to get done, so that's quite convenient. The day was pretty relaxed, as you saw. Like I mentioned at the start, I think this is my introductory week. We call it IOM at UCL, so there's nothing really to learn in terms of content. It's kind of like a bunch of things around medicine, but not the actual content itself. So in terms of actual learning, there's not really much happening, so for that reason it's not that mentally draining. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop into the shower. After I shower, I'm going to pray, and then I'm going to start getting through some of my to-do list for the evening. What I'll most likely do is I've got a video edited to come out the Wednesday of this week, and so I just need to make the thumbnail for that. I also need to get through my Anki cards. Although we haven't started content yet, I start my hospital placements from next week. Actually no, next week is my introductory week in hospital, so I'm going to spend a week in the hospital that I'm doing my placements at this year, and then immediately after that they're essentially just going to throw us straight into placement. So there's going to be a lot of content based lectures next week, but I'm not too sure about how much actual medicine we're going to be doing with regards to seeing patients or shadowing doctors, for example. We'll see, play it by ear, and then potentially go from there. But essentially I've just started the Anki deck for the first rotation that I'm going to go on, and the plan is that by the time I start going onto the wards and start shadowing the doctors, I would have already had some base knowledge, and that can actually go quite a long way when you're on the wards and the doctors just start asking you questions. There's no worse feeling in the world than just not knowing anything, because I feel like the moment the doctors get that vibe, they just stop trying to engage you. Obviously you have some doctors who are really good. When they realize you don't know anything, they're more than happy to explain, but my general experience has been that having a bit of foundational knowledge in whatever specialty I'm going into just makes my placement all the more useful. And I think because this is our 5th year, they're knuckling down on attendance. They're expecting us to go in a lot more because we're kind of nearing the end of the degree, so they just want to make sure we're as competent as we can be. So if I am going to go in, I want to make the most of it, and so that's kind of my mindset for the year moving forward. Hopefully you guys have a gist of what I'm going to do. If I've forgotten to mention anything, I'll probably just add it to the voiceover after.
يا ديمة خير وعطاء ويمام نقاء وسخاء يا نجما شع فأبهجنا يا شعلة نور وضاء يا ديمة بذل تعطينا هل هلت بعطاء تسقينا أقبلت فأزهرت الدنيا والبشر توالى يحوينا يا ديمة بذل تعطينا هلت بعطاء تسقينا أقبلت فأزهرت الدنيا والبشر توالى.
Okay, so as you saw in the last time lapse, I've just finished my new Anki cards for the day. It took a bit longer than I expected, but it's mainly because I'm quite tired and so I wasn't giving it 100% attention. But like I said before, the goal is essentially just to do a little bit every single day, and so over the course of the year it won't feel like I'm doing that much work, but by exam season the plan is that there will be less cramming that needs to be done, and I just always find that that tends to be a lot nicer of a way for me to work, especially if I plan to balance all the other things that I want to do with my time. So that includes things like gym, spending time with friends, etc. And I tend to find that just overall it makes life so much better because it just feels like you're doing less work, which is good for avoiding burnout. But anyway, what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to put together a thumbnail for the video that's coming out on Wednesday, which I realize now is tomorrow. But yeah, that shouldn't take too long, and then after that I'll probably most likely get ready to go to bed.
يا صرحا بالحكمة شادا وبحب قد فاق وساد أعطى وسقى طور فرقا أتقن.
Okay, so I just finished the thumbnail and I've kind of uploaded everything. I've watched the video back and I've realized that when I was rendering the video I rendered it in the wrong frame rate, so I'm just redoing that and then I'm going to upload it again properly and schedule it for tomorrow. Overall it was quite a good day. I got everything that I wanted to get done, so I can't really complain. I want to say I'm looking forward to 5th year, but I think I need to give it a week for my sleep schedule to alter. Alright, Jacker from the future here. So it's been more than a week. It's been about 2 weeks and it's safe to say that I'm completely exhausted. It's currently 1 AM. I have a clinic at 9 AM, so realistically I should be sleeping instead of editing, but I was just watching this back and I thought I'd give a quick update. So at the time of filming this, it's currently my first week of placement and there's train strikes, so that's been such a headache to get in and out of the hospital. On top of that, the consultants in the rotation I'm on are really on it with attendance. Now granted, they give amazing teaching and the clinics have been really immersive, but that being said, they do expect me to basically be in every single day, and yeah, it's just been a bit long, but oh well. You can probably hear the laptop in the background rendering the video. I probably picked a really bad time to start re-rendering the video, but oh well. Other than that, it's quite late, so I'm going to start getting ready for bed. So this is going to be the end of the vlog. If you did enjoy it, then obviously like, comment, subscribe. If you want to see more vlogs, then check out this vlog here, which is a day in my life during summer, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.